alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Just a few playoffs and the final seeding starting to lock in. Our featured matchup tonight in Chicago, where the Bulls will be going up against the Orlando Magic. So for Orlando, their last game, a win against the Pistons in Detroit. That game was a real shootout. They'd like to keep their scoring up, but get a few more stops too. So tonight, two inexperienced teams facing off. Shaq, if you were coaching a young club, what advice would you give?
Well, you got to play within yourselves, and if you make a mistake, don't let it get in your head. You just got to keep playing.
Wouldn't you also say, hey, get the ball to Shaq?
I would definitely say that.
Well, if he was on a young team with Shaq, I would say the same thing. But if you don't have a guy named Shaq, you just play with a great deal of energy, and that could make up for the lack of experience. So, you know, being young can benefit you in that way, and you could have some advantages that experienced guys don't have.
Would you like to play for Shaq if Shaq was a coach?
As a coach, I would like to play with Shaq as a young Shaq.
No, if he's the coach.
No, I didn't.
Would you like to play for Shaq?
I'd like to play with Shaq as a young Shaq.
He doesn't want to play for you if you're coaching.
Because they don't know my coaching style.
What is your coaching style?
They call me Pat Jackson.
A combination of Pat Riley and Phil Jackson.
Well, that means you're going to practice me hard, and we're going to win a lot. I want to play for Pat Jackson. I just decided.
Not me. Let's get to Kevin Harlan. Here comes the opening tip.
UK Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Orlando Magic today. We're all set to bring you NBA action with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. The Bulls happy to return to Chicago after the road trip. They sit in 11th in the East right now, not quite in the gutter, just in limbo.
And an important matchup. I mean, coming into a game like this as a coach or a player, you know in the back of your head that you've been beaten twice already this season, and you don't want to take a third loss to the same team.
Well, obviously, it would really sting for them to go down into a 3-0 hole in the series. I expect them to be extremely aggressive tonight.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, the Warriors are the ultimate super team, and their presence has set off an arms race. Now, for those teams in the middle of the pack, a Cinderella run has never been more of a long shot. The question becomes, when is pretty good not nearly good enough for both fans and ownership? Back to you.
Well, DA hitting the reset button can be a painful process. Tonight, a great backcourt matchup, Doris. When you were going up against another talented guard in college basketball, did that change your approach?
You only knew when you were looking opposite somebody who had a skill set and a talent level that was going to challenge you for the full 48-minute game. And obviously, it raised the level of intensity. Your interest was peaked, and you want to show out against the best players. So certainly on the night you know you're going against an all-star type player, believe me, it's personal.
They take the challenge. All great players do. They want the challenge, don't they?
No doubt.
A look at the Magic starting group. Jordan is out there with Garnett. And there's Fultz. Then it's O'Neal. And it's Jordan in at the 2 spot. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home crowd just couldn't pull out the win.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
Elite athleticism. Levine able to go up, take the hit, and convert.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. That one misses for Levine.
But this is a very good free throw shooter already, and with a little focus, Levine could be one of the league's best.
Foul in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him. It's on Zach Levine. The Magic shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Jordan. Here's Levine. A three. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Orlando, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And here's Jordan outside. Rebound collected by Levine. And here's Levine who brings it up for Chicago. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Just 5 to shoot. Garnett with the block.
KG has always had tremendous instincts, sends another one back the way it came.
From deep, Jordan, that one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Shoots from 12. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Well, they're simply having trouble getting their legs underneath them, right? They're just 1 for 5 to start things off.
And that one drops.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Right, the defense better start to disrupt his rhythm, or it's going to be an awfully long night for them.
Here's the machine. 17 points for him last game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, don't forget how great he was drawing contact and getting himself to the free throw line. Picked up a ton of easy points there.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation. Something they're going to want to patch up.
Right, because otherwise you're going to give up those close-range opportunities all night. If you allow the opposition to get into a groove, look out.
It's tipped. Outside, Levine. Some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Fires from deep. With the putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? And the first time out of the game called for Chicago, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And offensively, that night, it seemed like anytime they took 1 step forward, they'd end up taking 2 steps back.
It didn't seem, Greg, like they ever got any rhythm on the offensive end. They were in a hurry to get their shots off. Really difficult to win that way.
Leaderboard of the teams with the quickest hands in the league. Number 1, the Magic.
And it's no accident to see them at that top spot, guys. I mean, great awareness and anticipation. They apply a ton of pressure defensively.
To the inside. Here's Carter over Garnett. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that dish.
Some teams in reality doors are out of the playoff picture right now. They've entered the evaluation phase of their season. Talk about what is involved there in that process.
Well, we've seen this before, Kevin, and there are nights where we'll cover games where we know, okay, this is an organization that is assessing things from top to bottom. So which players, particularly the young players, need minutes so that they can accelerate their development? Which veterans are going to be a long-term part of the equation, because then you want the young guys and those veterans to have their collective experience start to grow. So there's a lot going on here from an evaluation standpoint when you're out of the playoff picture.
Great reveal of the front office and the way they think and want to process things.
And Fultz is a solid distributor, good at finding ways to get his guys involved.
Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
You simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Dunn. Here's Jordan. Again, the Magic score.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
And stolen by Jordan. The drive by
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hunter Hammock, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Here's Levine. The Magic hitting the bucket. Here's the Machine. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. The drive by Jordan and the dunk by Jordan.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And so Levine will bring it up now for the Bulls. They trail by 9 points. Done outside. Guarded by O'Neal. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. That's their third straight make off an assist.
Bulls have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Levine deciding where to go with it. Ball's knocked loose. Done outside. Shoots from the line. Rebound by the Magic. Garnett's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Jordan, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, easy call.
This is his 2nd trip to the line in this one. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Both teams deciding to change it up. And so Jordan nails both of them.
I'll tell you, he's coming through for them at the free throw line today. His form has been perfect.
Chicago calls timeout. Check in.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for the Machine. He's averaging 14 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Against Jordan. Markkanen in the corner. And Again, no good by Chicago.
An obvious blunder by the defense that they get away with. Somebody's supposed to be checking him.
Of course, look at your crystal ball. 5 years from now, what do you think will be the 2-3 best players in the NBA?
Well, certainly some of the names. I won't say this is a definitive list, but as long as health holds, I'm going to give you 3 men who are going to be bad men in the NBA for a long time. Giannis Antetokounmpo, because the Greek freak is able at his size to handle it, take it off the window, and dominate action in transition. If he gets a consistent jump shot, forget about it. Ben Simmons, exactly the same thing. His passing ability is extraordinary. I think you'll see him get a low post game, and I think he'll get a jump shot, and he will be unguardable. And one of my absolute favorites is Mr. Joel Embiid. Give it to you inside, give it to you outside. Mr. Embiid can handle it. He can dominate with his defense. Those 3 men are going to be all-stars for a long, long time.
And so Jordan nails both of them. Bulls trail by 13. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And it's good for 2.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
Now, here's Thomas. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Fires from the wing, and he drops that one in. 14 points for Jordan.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
He's guarded by Thomas. Bird outside. Six to shoot. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. With a break in the action, let's now bring up the 2K leaderboard and look at the league's top scorers over the past 10 games. Take a look at Jordan, 3rd in the league. He typically dominates out there. He can seemingly score at will.
Quite a roll he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's and when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
The block.
And the thing about Rodman, he's more of a position player defensively, but that time reaching up to swat it away. I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And he converts the layup.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at taller defenders, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done.
Now here's Thomas. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Jordan. What a play. He simply trains it in at the buzzer.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Well, that's outstanding execution, Greg. You always want to get the last shot of the quarter, which is precisely what they did there.
And so it's Orlando, out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Isaiah Thomas has made a career out of proving his doubters wrong.
Ever since I was a little boy, they always said, you're not going to be this good in high school. Then when I got to high school and played pretty well, they said, well, you're not going to do that good in college. And when I got to college, they said, well, the NBA, those guys are too big. They're too fast, too strong. The things you do in college won't work in the NBA. And I've just